Ladies and gentlemen, rather good afternoon from Yaoundé, Cameroon for the second day of classification games at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2021. It's the first of a double-header at the Palais des Sports as Cote d'Ivoire and Angola will be playing for 7th and 8th positions as Angola try and redeem themselves from what has been a struggle for them in this edition. I'm Sela Shani and I'm joined by Usher Komugisha, as usual, to take you through that action. And that's the schedule of today's game. Later on, we'll see Egypt play for 5th and 6th position against Mozambique. Usher, Italy Lucas, who started out averaging 16 points per game at the beginning of the tournament, has struggled to score in the last two matchups. It's a trend we've seen with the entire squad. How important is it for the former two-time champions to win this game?
Well, it will take so much for Angola to win this game. They're facing a very well-motivated Cote d'Ivoire side that is looking to only pick the second victory against Angola. These two teams have met 6 times in this competition, and it was the very first time for Cote d'Ivoire to defeat Angola in 2017 in Bamako, Mali, in the classification game for 5th place. Now this time they're playing for 7th and 8th place positioning at the FIBA Women's 2021 Women's AfroBasket, and there's so much at stake. Angola need to show the hunger that they want to win this game and that they're ready to put in the work. It's been disappointing obviously for them, but there's so much to play for still.
There really is. And as Les Éléphants of Cote d'Ivoire get ready to line up onto the court, it's been an interesting journey for them through the tournament. They didn't have too tough of a group, and they managed to get to the qualification to quarterfinal stage, and then met Nigeria and got a warm welcome to the top teams of the African basketball tournament. They lost to them 72-56, and then they lost to Mozambique narrowly by 2 points. Ingrid Mukaro let loose a wild baseline shot, and that sent Mozambique into the the 5th to 6th classification games. But I must say that Cote d'Ivoire, I've been happy with how they've played in this particular tournament, Usher.
Well, looking at this Cote d'Ivoire side, a very small-sized team, but their teamwork is what has been outstanding so far in this tournament. They play for each other, and obviously Laetitia Sahi, that is a name that we've been talking about throughout this tournament, the rising star at just 21, playing at her very fast women's AfroBasket and being able to average 16.4 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 2.2 assists coming off the bench.
And as Angola head on to the floor, this is a team that started off so well and then lost confidence as time got on. We're looking for some of that fire to be put on display in their final game of the tournament so they can walk off with their heads held high. And we'll discuss that more a bit later, but first let's have a small pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems of Cote d'Ivoire and Angola.
Le commissaire de cette rencontre, le colonel Sam Amadou, du Nigeria, délégué technique FIBA. Mesdames et messieurs, bien vouloir relever pour l'exécution des différents îles. Nous commençons par l'île de la Côte d'Ivoire. Mesdames et messieurs, l'île de la Côte d'Ivoire.
And that's going to be your officiating squad for the day. Aya Ahmed from Egypt, Monica Nasuna from Uganda, and it's going to be Rwanda's Didier Gaga.
And that is a Zone 5 representation there. Very proud moment for us, right?
Indeed, indeed. As we take a look at the starting 5 lineup for Cote d'Ivoire, Jefarima Diawara, Edwige Jejemel, Kani Kuyate, Zenabu Sieza, and Salimata Bert will get things started for Cote d'Ivoire. It's been a solid starting 5 unit for Les Elephants. They'll have Laetitia Sahi come from the bench to contribute offensively. And you get the sense that Coach Igor has really managed to find a rotation that works well for him. And he'll be looking to make sure that Cote d'Ivoire come out of this 7th position as we get ready to take a look at the Angola starting 5. They're going to be led by Italy Lucas at the shooting guard position, Rosemira Danielle, and at the front court we'll have Ana Goncalves, Abelina Peso, and Christina Matikit, who has had a phenomenal couple of games leading up to this one right here. She's really been able to hit her stride.
You talk about phenomenal, and Matikit scored 24 points against Egypt, and she'll be looking to be consistent today to try and stop the Ivorians in that paint. It is going to be a great matchup, and obviously for Italy Lucas, this is a moment for her to search inside herself and try to use every opportunity that she has on the court to deliver for Angola. Looking at her social media pages, she's been talking about how incredible of an experience it's been for her to play for Angola and to represent them over the years. And this is it. The fans will be waiting to see the reaction there. And obviously we've talked about this even in life in general. Whenever you are down, how do you react? And we would like to see that from Angola today, and obviously for Cote d'Ivoire as well. And let's listen in to what Coach Igor has to say to Les Elephants.
And that's going to be head coach Walter Costa leading the way for Angola. He's represented his country at the Athens Olympics 2004, playing at the highest level an athlete can internationally. And he'll be looking to finish this tournament in a high. Sometimes it's not always how you start, Usher, but how you finish, that lasting impression. And that's what these two teams will be trying to do this afternoon. And that's the opening tip-off. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Yaoundé, Cameroon for the 7th and 8th classification matchup between Cote d'Ivoire and Angola. Peso. Get to Rosemira. Rosemira to Matikit. Matikit tries to get her way into the paint. And there were a lot of orange jerseys in that paint. Jejemel, who has struggled to contain her fouls, picks up her first in this game. And it's not just her. I think it has been a general team struggle for Cote d'Ivoire to be able to manage that situation.
Well, obviously, when you look at the size of the Ivorians, they are one of the smallest teams, and that obviously is a problem when you're playing against a big-sized team like Angola.
Matikit will get Angola up on the scoreboard first. Sieza gets the ball across half court. Kani Kuyate kicks it out to Diawara. They're going to call a travel on Diawara, another big-time scorer for Cote d'Ivoire. she struggled to adjust to the defensive pressure of some of the stronger teams in this tournament, as we see Matikit couldn't get that angle for that shot. And here comes Kouyaté. Jejemel on the baseline, short. Goncalves gives it to Matikit. Matikit has a one-on-one situation, but she kicks it out, and Jejemel unaware that that pass went right by her. Kouyaté to Baird. We know what Baird can do from the three-point. Takes some time to get fired up, though. Cieza there to clean up the boards and the putback.
That's very good eyes from Cieza. She looked around, she had the space, picked the rebound, and finished with an easy 2 there.
Lucas almost throws that one away. Rosemira now right into the hands of Cieza. And, you know, this is not a pressure game, Usher. This is a game that really Angola and Cote d'Ivoire, as we see how Salimata Baird just drop one in there. This is a game both sides should enjoy.
Well, looking at the attitude, they're taking long to get into enjoyment mode, but perhaps they'll grow into it later.
Kouyaté wide open for the three-point shot, knocks it down. And she'll get Cote d'Ivoire their first three-point field goal as they take a 5-point lead against Angola. Goncalves on the boards. Throws it out of bounds.
There's a lack of communication there from Angola on offense. They're not talking to each other, and it's costing them. That's 3 back-to-back, 2-back turnovers.
Angola have got to get in it. Every time they've trailed in the first quarter, they've lost that game. You see a nice step back, long 2-point shot for Diawara. That was a 3-point. She was right there at that line. And she knows that she can take it to Angola. As you see Cieza with a good defense. Gives Matikit a tough time to get that off in the low post.
Very nice finish there from Jawara. And really looking at this game, Cote d'Ivoire have been efficient. And talking about efficiency with those 9 points, that is Cote d'Ivoire's highest score in the first quarter since the qualification to the qualifiers, to the quarterfinals. Against Nigeria, they were limited to 8 points in the entire first quarter. Against Mozambique, they were limited to 7 points in the entire quarter. And now they've already scored 9 points against Angola in less than 4 minutes of the first quarter.
Well, Angola and Coach Costa have to figure it out. Let's head to the bench and hear what he has to say.
Já começamos com desastre total. Desatenção na defesa. Sabes como é possível 2 jogadoras estarem aqui a defender uma só? Isso não pode voltar a acontecer, não? Vamos lá, vamos ter calma. Agora na defesa vamos ter que pegar essa bola e vamos procurar sair no contra-ataque. Os contra-ataque é para a malta ir para o cesto e marcar ponto. Não vamos ter receio, temos que lançar as bolas em condição. Vocês estão a tirar a bola. Não atirem a bola debaixo da tabela, lancem. Ok? E aqui circular mais a bola, ok? Vamos lá, bora. No ataque circular mais a bola.
We're listening to Coach Walter Costa talking about his team and the urgency to stay calm. They need to stay calm. They need to enjoy the game. You were talking about that earlier on. They're taking long to get into this one. They just really need to dig deep and get motivation and get a reason to play this game. And so far, we're not seeing that.
Salimata Baird trying to get off the Keno. Baird now for the 3-point shot. She's short. Cieza tries to keep it alive. Peso trying to steal it. She was on the line though, so ball will stay with Cote d'Ivoire. Jawara to Barrett. Barrett short on that. She was right under the hoop. And she thought she had a push. But really, you've got to anticipate that contact. There's Elefon going to do a full court press. Try and get some steals. This is a team that averages a good amount of steals as Rose Mira. No, Peso, yes. And Angola now at 4 points, trying to chip away at this lead. Kuyate gets set something up. It's 4 to shoot in the shot clock. She lets one go. In and out. Cieza on the boards. Rattles one in.
That's very good eyes there for Cieza. She's been consistent on offense. And the lack of communication there continues for Angola. And fortunately, Christina fell to the ground. And the second Regina took off her eyes, and it was a turnover.
I think Pequeno has been one of the more aggressive guards for Angola. And it's good to see her have that energy, at least as Jawara gets bottled up. Peso tries to get a handle on it. They're going to call a foul on Jawara. And that's good defense. By Angola. Excuse me, there was no foul called on Jawara, but there has been a foul called on Avelina Peso. And we've seen Angola be so aggressive on the defensive end, which has allowed them to have a lot of fouls. But on the offensive end, that energy is just not there.
It remains the lack of consistency. That is what has been the biggest problem for Angola in this tournament.
Jawara creating some space. And that's what she does best, attacking, drawing that foul. We've also seen her operate very comfortably on the open floor with those transition baskets. She almost twisted her ankle. Jawara off on the first free throw. Misses the second as well. Those are the charity baskets you can't afford to miss. Rose Mira finds some space to attack.
The idea was good for Rosamira, but there were just too many orange shots in the paint as Nadir Manuel tried to protect the ball there. Now we're seeing the fight. It's coming slowly for Angola.
And you've heard me say this quite a number of times, Usher. Great defense unlocks offense. That was great. Speaking of great defense, that was a good job by Leticia Sahi. Make sure she doesn't foul Nadir Manuel. It's good to see her growing in this tournament. Best teacher is experience as Rosemira steps on the line. And I don't know what it is about these corners. I don't know if the line has shifted in this tournament, but we've seen a lot of that.
Well, it's just a lack of court awareness there from the players, because you can see there's clearly a difference between the brown and the green on the floor.
Tisa Sahi will bring the ball up. Kuyate now at the wing. And she has 5 to shoot. Floats one into Konate. Konate throws it away. Lahi's gonna wanna let one go. Big rebound from Cieza.
That's good attitude there from Cieza. She's been incredible on offense.
Konate too strong on the board, and Cote d'Ivoire have to take advantage of those second chance opportunities that they have to score. Miguel can't get a hand on it. Pakana with the dribble J. No good. Here comes Sahi.
There's no one to rebound the ball there for Angola.
Kuyati gets it to Sahi. Sahi calls the travel on her. And as she high-fives, she knows that she rushed that decision. Could have made a better one. As both sides have gone scoreless in the last 2 minutes of play here. 7-point lead still for Cote d'Ivoire. Just about 3 minutes, 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Pequeno, nice spin move, and she goes up. Can't close it out. Manuel on the boards, and they get it into her, but she's got a lot of orange jerseys in the paint. They managed to swing the ball for a 3-point shot from Pequeno, and that was a good hustle from Angola, and they just weren't able to convert.
They just need to be able to do exactly that, swing that ball until they find an opening, and good to see Regina Pequeno attempting that shot.
Baird to inbound. And you've got to take into account the level of exhaustion that these teams have at this point in the tournament, as Baird fouled on the way up. They're gonna call it on Gala. You take a look at the replay there. She got a piece of Baird's hand.
She was late on that one.
But this is the 6th game, Usher. And these ladies had only one rest day. And I think that's what's so phenomenal about these international FIBA tournaments, basketball tournaments, that is you have to play a large amount of games in a short period of time. And they're not just testing your physical ability, but also your mental strength and your technical team's ability to manage the 12 players that they'll have on the floor.
That's right. You talk about depth of a team, but also the preparations are very important. If you have players that are playing regularly at the club level, that helps in tournaments like this. As I told you, this is the autopilot zone of the tournament.
It's good defense from Cieza. Has made sure that Nadir Manuel does not get up on the scoring board. As you have a substitution, Kone into the game for Cote d'Ivoire. Pequeno now, top of the key, takes one dribble in, fires one, gets it to go.
That's very good finish there from the 22-year-old who's a product of Interclub's youth system back home in Angola.
As we see Leticia Sahi with a center lane drive and finish. She'd be looking to get fired up early for Cote d'Ivoire. And she's getting it done on both ends of the floor. That's good ball pressure on Whitney Miguel, and she'll throw it out of bounds. Usher, you've talked about the lack of communication. Angola playing like they have not played with each other for a significant period of time.
It's just really disappointing to see Angola play in this manner. It looks like they don't have any sense of motivation whatsoever, like there's nothing to fight for. But things can change in this game. Let's see what they're able to do.
Leticia Sahi finds her way to the hoop again. Too strong off the board. Here comes Pequeno. Gala slices through the defense, kicks it out to Golome for that baseline shot, and that's the kind of offense that we like to see from Angola. Sahi. That's a frustration pass. Now we have Gala on the other end. She's blocked by Konate. She timed that one just right. And Kone now decides not to take the fast break opportunity. They'll slow it down. And look at the handles from Konate. She tries to get it to Cieza. Barrett keeps it alive, but Nadir Manuel is going to pick up her third foul. We've been talking about foul management, and Nadir Manuel has not done a good job of that. And Angola, who now are over the limit, will send Cote d'Ivoire to the line to shoot two. I know they'll be taking advantage of that. As Bert knocks down that first free throw. Salimata Bert has been 6 for 6 from the free throw line in this tournament.
Incredible. As on the other side, she tries to defend herself against the referee. But really, that kind of percentage shooting, you have to give it up to her. It talks about focus. We talk about free throw shooting. It's really about focus and, you know, being in the moment and understanding that you have a chance to make things better for your team.
Talk about making things better for your team. Pequeño with a solid three-point shot, 5 points for her in this game. And her energy has been consistent in this tournament, despite Angola's struggles, and you love to see it.
You love to see a young player like that growing into a tournament and doing her very best as she picks a good rebound there.
Oh, that's just great basketball from Pequeño. Scoring on one end, going back on the other, getting a defensive play, and then the assist for the finish to Paka.
She's on fire. Regina Pequeño.
As she picks up her first foul.
She scored 5 points so far in this game. Scored 6 against Mozambique, 5 against Cape Verde, and 10 against Mali. And yesterday, 6 against Egypt. For a point guard who's usually starting off the bench, that is a decent contribution to her team's efforts.
As Leticia gets 2 clutch free throws. Just about 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Pequeño, 7 on the clock now. She wanted to run it down. Look at her on the cut. And that's a great way to finish for her, despite not scoring. You gotta love the hunger and desire, the attacking the paint. That's what Angola need much, much more of. And they're now trailing 5. Cote d'Ivoire 18 points, Angola 13. And plenty of time in this game to turn that lead around. But again, we're gonna see a different energy injected into the Angolan team.
The idea was good for Pequeño as we look at the stats. 2 for 2 for Angola on the free throw line, 5 for 8. You can see that Cote d'Ivoire have really enjoyed going to the line, and that is because Angola have failed to manage their foul situation. They need to play better defense. They need to be able to move on their feet, you know, bend those knees and play clean defense. Otherwise, it could be very costly in a game like this.
And taking a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter, the veteran player, Salimata Bert, 100% from the free throw line, but she's also comfortable with those field goals. And we've seen Cote d'Ivoire being active also from the three-point line. You see Kani Kouyaté knock down that long-distance three. They've managed to balance the scoring attempts and success rate for Cote d'Ivoire, making sure several people have scored. But Pequeno really has been the energy bunny for Angola in that first quarter.
And that's what you need. You need a player who can step up and own that space. And obviously with Italy Lucas on the bench, Regina knows that this is her moment. This is an opportunity for her to show that she can deliver when she's called upon by Walter Costa, because it is going to be a very tough 3 quarters remaining in this game as Angola look to find redemption in this tournament.
Rosa Gala will inbound. Salimata Bert finds Konate. Konate back out to Bert for the three-point shot, nails it.
Salimata Bert, what can she do exactly?
And just as you say that, look at her with a save. And it translates to a bucket on the other end of the floor.
You were talking about free throws. She can shoot threes, then she's saving the ball literally from outside. Then the assist. Incredible team player there, Bert.
At the top of the second here, Cote d'Ivoire have commanded a 10-point lead already as Pequeno manages to get in, but it was good help defense from Les Elephants. Konate fouled by Gala on the drive. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. See Konate attacking the paint and not afraid of the contact. She gets the first one to go. Two clutch free throws for Konate, rewarded for her efforts. And look at the trap defense by Cote d'Ivoire to slow down, bringing the ball up. They're gonna call the ball going the other direction. As you see Paka head to the bench, Italy Lucas checks into the game. Konate, she's feeling it, and she's really getting heated up here in the second. Six points for her. Peso, screen gets it out to Golome. Golome, yes! It's a clutch baseline jumper from Golome. Just about 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Lucas into Peso. Peso has 2 on her. It's going to be a foul on Leticia Sahi and Avelina Peso, an extremely athletic player. She needs to make sure she does a lot more of that in this game.
As we look at Whitney Miguel on the bench, looking very frustrated.
Defensive rebound, Kone. Bumped up by Lucas Salimata Bert. They're gonna call the double dribble on her. She was cutting, thought someone was out there on the wing. Usher, we've talked about passing the ball when you're already in the air. Very, very dangerous.
It never ends well.
Lucas, she has space to take that shot. She's fouled by Kone on the drive. And Lucas, who is usually automatic from the three-point line, has not been able to find that confidence yet today.
To be fair, she's only just played 3 minutes in this game before coming back now.
Colomé almost loses it. Pequeno. Nice find for Peso on the cut.
That is very good from Peso. She's starting to warm up to this game.
Sahi gets it to Salimata Bert. Salimata Bert on the drive. No. Colomé with the defensive board, and here comes Pequeno. Great handles from her, Rose Gala. Nice move from Gala. And the finish, 19 points, Angola. And that's just great job from Gala attacking the basket.
She's been consistent even when she was blocked twice. She just keeps going.
We speak about attacking the basket. Konate, right place, right time. 8 points for her. Grab that board, put it back. 10-point lead, but oh, look at Italy Lucas. She's starting to get a bit heated up.
You asked for it, and she has delivered. Did she hear you?
I think she did.
Right.
Pretty sure she can read lips, so. And look at these two teams trading three-pointers. Kani Kuyate knocks that one down.
If you can shoot, I can shoot.
The right idea from Lucas. Konate tries to chase it down. She didn't have the angle from that shot, but you know what? She earns a trip to the line for her efforts. Pequeno picks up another foul.
And that is 2 fouls for Pequeno as she is substituted, and in comes Rosamira Ghana Danielle for Angola.
Konate has a chance to get to double digits from the free throw line. A great first half for her. I am fully convinced, Usher, these players can hear me speak from the sideline here.
I will comment my reserve, as some people say.
Gala at the top of the key. Peso wants it. She gets it, and also gets some sticky Cote d'Ivoire defense there in the paint. It's a good drive to the hoop. She just couldn't finish it.
Yeah, but for Rosamira Danielle, like literally she gave her the leeway to take that drive, knowing that she's right-handed as Jawara returns to the court.
Bert back to Amani. Amani And I think that Coach Igor has given Cote d'Ivoire the license to attack and be offensively aggressive. We see so much confidence, but look at the steal from Kani Kouyaté. She puts the speed on for the wide open finish. Back to a 12-point lead for Cote d'Ivoire.
For Angola to win this game, they'll need to play better defense and obviously continue to communicate well on offense.
As a foul has been called by Kouyaté. She bumped right into a driving Peso. That was a hard hit. Peso misses the first free throw. She has been shooting 47% from the charity stripe in this tournament. And she'll have a seat as into the game is Whitney Miguel. Jawara almost loses it. Salimata Bert there to help her out. Jawara, another travel call on Jawara. You can see she's upset with herself. Sometimes it's a case of the mind is willing, the body is weak. Your mind is telling you to dribble that ball before you take that step, but the body is tired. As we see Rose Mira try and create some space for that shot. Nice pass into the post for Golome. Golome with a nice spin.
And that is 6 points for Golome in this game.
Jawara can't get that three-pointer to go. It's gonna be Cote d'Ivoire ball. See the last touch by Rosemira. Kani Kouyaté. Gonna shake Gala off of her. Nice soft touch at the basket, couldn't get it to drop. And Cieza couldn't get it back to Bert. As you can see, fighting for the rebound with her own teammate. Rosemira, bring the ball up. Oh, that was a good look at Whitney Miguel. She wanted the lob, not the bounce pass. Bert, too strong. Lucas to Rosemira. Rosemira, short. Rebound, Kouyaté. No basket call. Jawara, another walk. And she had no excuse in that one. She was wide open. She had plenty of space to take that dribble.
She was thinking about so many things. And rather than just the 2 points available to her.
Another turnover for Angola. They had finished the first quarter with 6 turnovers, Usher. And a lot of them have been unnecessary. Kouyaté, she thought she had a good look at the basket. Can't fault her for attempting that shot. Lucas, in and out. And that has to be frustrating for her, but she has to keep on shooting. Miguel with the long two. Colome with the rebound. Angola with a new shot clock. Lucas trying to create space. Look at the defense from Cote d'Ivoire. Giawara, who has been off her groove in this game. Usually we see her grab that ball and go straight to the basket, no problem. And she'll have a seat.
Well, she is human after all. She'll take a short break and perhaps think about what just happened, collect herself, and get back into the game.
Lucas, one dribble, one shot, can't get it to drop. Kouyaté with the dribble. Jay, no. You see Coach Igor still happy with his team. I really do strongly believe that he's given Cote d'Ivoire the green light to operate at will, that is. And Coach Walter Costa gave Angola the same, but the ladies have not yet embraced that allowance. As we see Golome head to the bench, and into the game for her is Christina Matikit. Kouyaté gets it into Leticia. Leticia has Lucas on her. Decides to kick it out for the shot. Gala gets it to Miguel. Miguel floats one into Matikit. Matikit having to contend with some tight defense from Cieza.
She had 3 players in the paint there. But she could have actually passed to Rosa Gala.
And as we see the second quarter start to wind down here, Konate, who's been having a great afternoon, been so aggressive offensively, and she is being rewarded. Oh, excuse me, that was Amani. And these hairstyles are just confusing. Amani, Bert, Konate, same hairstyle, same jersey. It's hard to keep track. As 18 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 11-point lead for Cote d'Ivoire. Whitney Miguel kicks it out to Rosemira for the three-point shot. And that's a good three-pointer from Rosemira. Sahi with 3 to shoot. Uraga doesn't let it go on time. And that will take us to the end of the first half. Angola continuing to trail Cote d'Ivoire 36, Angola 28 points. It's an 8-point deficit, and Angola, their fans, and me and Asha right here are still waiting for Angola to get fired up.
Well, talking about getting fired up, you have to admire the response. They really came back into that one, and looking at the stats there, Cote d'Ivoire out-rebounding Angola, which is much of a surprise, but the 7 steals for Les Elephants, they've been consistent in this game. Konate, 9 points, 6 for Golome. Pequeno, very impressive there. She's had a good fight coming off the bench. And let's see what will happen in the second half of this game. For now, we'll take a break.
We have a game on our hands indeed. Nadim Mohammed does it again. And let's talk about the no-look pass there from Soraya. Cumbia just couldn't finish that play, and Ramsey's long lap fakes the pass, tries to go up. My God. Great defensive play from her. Mafanella gets it to Mukaro. Mukaro with the spin, finds Mafanella in the low post. And that is just great two-man play between Mafanella and Mukaro. Musa sees El Gadawi in that low post, decides to give her behind pass. El Gadawi nails that perimeter, Jay, and what a play between Musa and El Gadawi. The no-look pass for the shot. Mukaro at the baseline, she throws a wild one up. Oh my goodness! Evelyn Mukaro!
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Palais de Sport for the first of a double-header classification games, position 7 and 8. And taking a look at the game leaders, Konate, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. She's an unlikely performer for Cote d'Ivoire, but we talked about leaving lasting impressions, and you know what? She is leaving that lasting impression today.
You talk about lasting impression, and indeed, this is the very last game for Les Elephants here at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket, and they want to go out with a bang. And looking at Angola, Golome with 6 points, Pekeno with 3 rebounds and 3 assists for the 22-year-olds. We spoke about how Angola are looking for continuity, and you have Golome there with 6 points, 2 rebounds. She's been trying to get involved today in that paint. It's not been easy because you have a very small size Cote d'Ivoire front court and back court, but they're very swift on their feet. Sieza there and Sahi have done a good job to keep them in this game.
Well, you know, Angola and Cote d'Ivoire have been pretty evenly matched up in this game when you're looking at the statistics, but what stands out to me is that Angola has twice the amount of turnovers as Cote d'Ivoire, and Cote d'Ivoire have 13 points from turnovers. So how do Angola need to manage that situation better, Asher?
We spoke about how they need to pass the ball more, they need to communicate and get that very best option on the court, but when you look at the turnovers that Angola is making, to be honest, they are turnovers that speak about the lack of character right now for the team. It sort of, you know, digs you into why they've not been able to perform at this tournament. They don't have a leader on the court, and that is a very big problem for them.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And Italy, Lucas, she's had 3 points so far in this game, shooting 25% from the field. And we've been looking to get her fired up as well coming into this second half. Still plenty of time in the game. Again, Usher and I don't know if we should go to the bench and just, you know, preach a sermon. There's not as much pressure as a quarterfinal game, as a semifinal, as a championship game. I feel like the classification games are games where you enjoy yourself and you do the things that work for you as a team. Let's head now to the Ivoirian bench. Listen to Coach Igor's final words of wisdom.
Our last chance, your last chance, our last. If you are not ready to play, if you are ready to talk with the rest, better to be with me at the bench. Okay. Okay, allez.
You were talking about words of wisdom, and it is very clear what Coach Igor is saying there to his team. Obviously telling the players, yes, you should have fun, but go out and play. This is the last game of the tournament. Have fun. There's no time to talk back at the referees. When they call something, that's it. You move on. It's not like anything ever came out of a player speaking to a referee. Has a referee ever overturned their decision? No. So when you come into a game like this, you see that there's good energy on the court from both sets of players that have been selected to start the third quarter.
Coach Igor also knows the advantage that Cote d'Ivoire have when Giawara gets fired up on the offensive end. So he wanted to engage that gear. She gets a pass into Sieza. Sieza way off. Lucas will bring the ball up. Manuel, who had foul trouble in the first half, is back in this game as well. Italy, Lucas kicks it out to Gala. It's 8 on the shot clock. The quick decisions have to be made, and it's a turnover. Manuel Kouyaté will bring the ball up. Salimata Baird. Oh, Baird. Red hot start for her in the first half, and that's continuing into this third quarter. Jamel a bit slow to get up. She had a hard spill there in the corner, but she seems to be okay. Gala to inbound. Puts one into Manuel, back out to Gala. Rosemira has space to take that shot. No. Decides to take it in all the way. She's blocked, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession, Cote d'Ivoire. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Rosemira misses everything. And Cote d'Ivoire have the numbers as Cieza, oh, she managed to find her way to the hoop. As Giawara is called for a foul, trying to prevent Nadir Manuel from getting that ball. Manuel on the low post, nice spin move, and can't finish it out. Managed to keep alive by Pequeño, and Rosa Gala, nothing but net.
That was a good switch there from Rosa Gala, who's been trying to stay involved in this game. And that is 5 points for her.
Baird to Jejamel. Jejamel with one on the clock. Throws it up. As we see the replay over there. Nice, nice three-point shot. Much to the dismay of Coach Igor. And on the other end, Avelina Peso to pick up her second foul. Jejamel earns a trip to the line. Jejamel gives Cote d'Ivoire a 10-point lead, and they're going to press. Pequeño has been extremely aggressive in this game so far. Pass into Nadir Manuel. Lucas tries to save it. As you can see, she was just on the line there.
Well, we spoke about Superwoman yesterday, and it seems Nadir Manuel thinks that Italy Lucas is Superwoman in that case.
In her defense, she was fed the ball when she was literally too far under the hoop. And again, the guards and the post players have to work together to make sure they get the ball at the most favorable positions. As Salimata Baird, nice drive and kick to find Giawara. Giawara can't get that one to drop. Pequeño to Lucas. Lucas fires one into Nadir Manuel. Manuel tries to get the angle. Gala, nice shot fake to Lucas. Lucas rolls one in, basket good.
That's exactly what we've been talking about in this game. The coordination, the communication, and that has worked for Rosa Gala and Italy Lucas on that basket.
Giawara has two on her. And it's been a deflection from Peso, so the ball will stay on this end of the floor.
And looking at the replay there, yeah, it is indeed a jump ball. Came off Peso and Giawara.
Another deflection, Peso, and 7 seconds now on the shot clock for Cote d'Ivoire. Bert gets it out for the three-point shot. Oh, too strong from Jejamel. Lucas. Let's see, Peso really wants that ball in the post. Kick out to Pequeño for the three-point shot. Off target. And Cieza is going to pick up another foul. It's going to be her first foul of the game, actually. Lucas fires, gets it to go. It's her second three-pointer for this game. And Usher's here smiling at me. She's a big Italy Lucas fan, and she's very happy that Italy Lucas now has 6 points in this game. As we see Giawara kick it to Cieza. It's off Cieza's foot. Angola, a bit of momentum. You see ball off the foot of Salimata Baird. Peso really wanting it in the post.
She's starting to get into this game, Peso. She scored 17 points against Mozambique, disappeared against Nigeria with 8 points, 6 against Cape Verde, 11 against Mali, and 3 against Egypt. Let's see if she'll do more today. But it is really a great attitude there from Peso. She's warmed up into this game and trying to contribute on both ends of the court.
Kouyaté, short. And Ngala's gonna push the ball on the other end and pull it back out, wait for her teammates to catch up.
There's just too many orange shots in the paint. So smart there from Rosagala. Yeah, that was a foul on Mariam Kouyaté.
Lucas trying to create some space. It's gonna be a 3-second call on Nadir Manuel. And it continues to be a struggle for Angola to find their bigs in the low post. As Amani gets the ball to Bert. Bert to Kouyaté. Kouyaté back out to Bert. Bert with the three-point shot. She's fouled at the line. She'll shoot 3 at the charity stripe.
Regina Pequeno with her 3rd foul. A little bit late.
You have a substitution for Cote d'Ivoire. Cieza out, Laetitia Sahi in as Cote d'Ivoire's best free throw shooter, who's now 7 for 7 from the line.
Incredible finish there. As we see Regina Pequeno trying to understand from referee Monica Nasuna about that foul. And that's the thing about, you know, young players, just trying to learn and use this experience here to get better.
It's definitely okay to have a conversation with the referee. Manuel now gets some space, gets that finish, and she's been looking for that all afternoon. As Angola have crept back now, they're just 5 points away from Cote d'Ivoire. Jejemel with the baseline shot. It's an air ball. Gala for the rebound. And that's a good find for Peso on the cut. Great, great assist from Regina Pequeno. 3-point game, Usher.
3-point game, and Angola will be pleased with the effort so far. Good defense there from Pequeno. She learned from her previous mistake as she brings down the ball for Angola.
Going to have a whistle on the floor. Amani picks up her first foul. Gala tries to spin, loses it. Kani Kuyate and Amani 2-on-1. That's a nice bank shot from Kuyate. They passed that ball early, forced Peso to make a decision, and Kuyate had that space to take the shot. Pequeno drives down the lane, tries to find Peso. Peso earns a trip to the line.
That is good coordination there from Pequeno and Peso. Gotta love the way Pequeno is growing into this game.
And Cote d'Ivoire have allowed Angola to get into the bonus. Pequeno, who's not been a strong free throw shooter. Misses her first free throw. Gets the second to go. Been 2 for 4 in this game so far. Amani to Sahi. Sahi has Manuel on her. She kicks it out to Amani. Amani off balance. Gala finds Goncalves. They're working the ball around. There's going to be an off the ball foul call on JJ Mel. You see her fighting in the paint there with Peso. Peso will go back to the free throw line.
Great game reading there from Angola, who know that for the next 2 minutes, 47 seconds, as long as they have the ball, they have to drive into the paint, get those fouls, and go to the charity line, but they need to convert. And Peso does exactly that. Did you say they hear what we say here?
I'm fully convinced that they do. We need to get that checked out. I don't know if there are mics on the court. Angola bench coming to life here. 3-point lead for Cote d'Ivoire. And Salimata Barrett finds an opportunity to go to the lane. She makes it count.
Very good play there from Cote d'Ivoire to extend their lead to 5 in this game.
And look at the hustle on the floor by Hana Amani. Try and get the steal from Pequeno.
That's good defense from Cote d'Ivoire, as Pequeno is put under immense pressure.
Gala. It's a to Goncalves. Goncalves tries to hit Manuel in the paint. Mani will bring the ball up for Cote d'Ivoire. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Angola have managed to cut a 14-point lead to 5, and it was 3 at one point, as we see great defense from Manuel. And just when she almost gets that steal, It's going to be the third foul for Peso. And Manuel with 3 of her own.
She survived that one.
Jejemel.
Good rebound there from Peso.
Keno, she's stuck in the corner with Amani. She manages to get to Gala. Gala with 5 to shoot. Spin move, gets it to Manuel. Great finish, foul on a basket.
Very good play there from Rosa Gala. She read the situation, looked at how Cote d'Ivoire were playing man-to-man, span around and dish to Nadir Manuel, who made no mistake and delivered the 2 points.
Excellent, excellent possession. Nadir Manuel converts and makes it a 3-point, 2-point game. Here with just under a minute to go in the third quarter. Amani kicks it out to Leticia Sahi. Sahi has Gala on her. They're gonna call a travel on Leticia Sahi. And her footwork has been a bit off today. She's managed to get herself into the right positions and then just hasn't been able to close it out.
That's very good defense from Angola. You have to give it to them for putting her under pressure. And now they'll look to tie this game.
Nadir Manuel couldn't get an angle on it. And Konate, who had a red hot start in the first half, cooled down a little bit in this third quarter. Sahi tries to get it out to Cieza. She had 3 on her. Cieza wasn't expecting the pass. Turnover Cote d'Ivoire. Ten seconds. Pequeno has to make a quick decision. And she had no idea how much time was on the game clock, which will take us to the end of the third quarter. Angola have been chipping away at this lead, and their efforts have been rewarded. It's now a 2-point game.
It is great effort from Walter Costa's side, who have managed to crawl back into this game and give themselves an opportunity to win eventually. 3 for 13 for Cote d'Ivoire behind the arc, 67% for Angola on the free throw line. And that has been really impressive. Let's go over to the floor and listen to what Coach Igor has to say to Les Elephants.
And as we wait for the action to come back, take a look at some of the highlights here of the third quarter. We saw Angola have some energy, get some good ball movement going as we see them draw the defense. Gala, she's had some great assists, and saw a clutch 3-point shot from Italy Lucas, who is now at 6 points. Cote d'Ivoire have not been able to be as efficient as they were in the first half, but really we have to give credit to Angola, who came into this third quarter ready to play.
And talking about Angola being ready to play, they are currently out-rebounding Cote d'Ivoire 33 for 27, which is really expected for a team that has bigger sized players who can own that paint if they want. But Cote d'Ivoire have been able to score 20 points off turnovers, and that's really worrying for the Angolan side. But 23 points from the bench for Angola is much better than what we saw earlier in this game at 9. As Golome watches from the bench, and Gala, Pequeno, and Italy Lucas. That trio has been great for the backcourt of Angola, and Walter Costa will expect the same rhythm and reaction in this last quarter.
Well, starting the last quarter of this game, this one's for all the cookies. Leticia Sai with a long distance too. She rattles that one in. And she's had a quiet game. That's her 6th point. Angola are a strong, strong opponent. You see Gala there. Look at the defensive rotation of Cote d'Ivoire, but that's going to be a foul. Great aggressive play from Peso, and she'll go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. She's been doing a good job of attacking the defense of Les Elephants and getting to the line.
And that is expected of her, to be honest. Look at her size, her athleticism. As we said before, that she did that against Mozambique and scored 17 points. She just needs to rise to the occasion and shine away.
She gets her own rebound. Mani stepped on the line. The ball will stay here. Lucas shakes Barrett off, and the one-step fadeaway.
And that is 10 points for Italy Lucas in this game, coming alive.
Travel on Konate.
Looking at the replay there as Lucas dropped that fadeaway. 2-point game as Angola come down with the ball.
Scale can tip either way here as Lucas finds her way to the basket. And that's the aggression that Angola need to maintain throughout this 4th quarter. Take it to the Cote d'Ivoire defense. Their efforts are going to be rewarded. Lucas to find Gala for the 3-point shot. Oh, Gala just off on that one. Here comes Leticia Sahi. She embraces those fast break opportunities. Really does a great job. Excellent finishing power for her. Pequeno managed to keep it alive. Manuel gets it to Lucas. Lucas fires one into Peso. And Peso being very active around the rim, making sure she's availing herself for those assists.
And things are looking very good for Angola.
Bert out to Konate. Konate to Cieza. Cieza for the baseline. Jane, no. Angola with a chance to even the score. Peso manages to drop that one, and it's a tie game. As you can see, the fans of Angola start to adjust themselves in their seats. Angola has fought their way back into this game, and the scale really could tip in either way as we see Salimata Bear take that 3-point shot, rebound. Amani and Cote d'Ivoire with a second chance to score. Look at the steal from Peso, and she goes the distance. That's great recovery defense from Amani to make sure Peso doesn't convert. Nati tries to go all the way on the other end. And Manuel, she had Gala right there to pass to, try to force a pass to Italy Lucas.
She had Gala and Regina Pequeno right next to her, but I guess she was looking for the fast break. Poor decision making there, and Angola's 22nd turnover in this game.
Amani short. Rebound Manuel.
And this time she makes no mistake. Gives the ball to Regina right next to her.
Lucas wants to clear out. Throws a long pass to Pequeno, and that was just not a great decision from Italy. Lucas, look at the Euro step from Konate. Manuel on the recovery defense. Pokes it out of bounds. And you can see managing to get Gala out of the way, but ran right into the long arms of Nadir Manuel as we have a substitution. Konate out, Kouyaté in for Côte d'Ivoire. Angola to inbound. 51 apiece in this classification game. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Amani picks up a foul and then a technical. And she has to control her emotions much better. Again, it will never end well when you get into a fight with a referee who has already made a call.
The words of wisdom from Coach Igor were very clear. Do not speak to the ref. If you're interested in speaking to the ref, it's better to join him right there at the bench. But he will forgive her and not take her off as she continues to avoid his stare, his death stare, as you like to say, Silale.
Well, can't say she didn't deserve that one.
As Angola take the lead in the game for the very first time.
Peso, look at the spin move from Peso, just couldn't finish it.
And there's no one to rebound the ball in the paint.
Kouyaté to Bert in the corner. Salimata Bert drills that three-point shot and takes Côte d'Ivoire to a 2-point lead.
She's been incredible, scoring 17 points so far in this game, and Angola cannot find a solution there on how to stop her.
Angola have 8 to shoot as Paca inbounds the ball. Pequeno trying to find Peso. Decides to try and take matters into her own hand.
That's very good energy there from Pequeno to take the ball to Côte d'Ivoire. And is fouled by Sahi. But that's a beautiful side, 22-year-old against a 21-year-old. The future of women's basketball in Africa is brilliant, and I like the side of it.
They got next. As Pequeno tries to find Peso in the post, and she couldn't get a handle on it. Sahi at the wing, she has space to take that three-point shot. And you can see the guards of Angola. Golome wanted the angle on that pass into the post. She kicks it out to Peso. Peso wanted to draw the foul. She didn't get a call. And you broken. Look at the frustration in Angola camp. They really wanted that call. Amani to bring it up. Angola down 2. Salimata Bert to Amani. Amani slices through the defense, too strong off the glass. Gala, who's been very patient in this game. It's a great job from her. Italy Lucas in the corner. Huge board from Manuel, and she's fouled. Earn a trip to the line, and an opportunity to even out this score once again.
Great positioning there from Nadir Manuel. She was in the right place, got the rebound, and the effort will be rewarded as she heads to the line. That has been missing from Angola's offense so far. Every time that there's someone attempting, there's no one to pick the rebound there.
You can see the Angola bench tense. Every point, every possession will matter in these last 4 minutes of this game. As Manuel gets Angola back to half a basket away from Cote d'Ivoire. They've not led in this game, in this second half, as Salimata Baird can't get it to drop. Lucas loses the ball, bounces right out of her hands. And I'm happy to see that there's no blame game happening on the floor for both sides of the team. I mean, that's what, if you see that, that's how you know a team is really falling apart. See Manuel with the deflection. She's put up such a fight in this game. Amani to Kuyate. Kuyate gets it to Sahi. Sahi swings the ball to Sieza. That's good perimeter ball movement for Leticia Sahi to attempt, and she misses everything.
Her shot selection was not good in that particular moment. She had a chance to take Italy Lucas on and drive into the paint, but she didn't.
And we know she has that quick first step. Gala couldn't close it out. Here comes Kuyate. Kuyate with Manuel on her, kicks it out to Amani. Kuyate in to Leticia Sahi. Sahi couldn't get an angle on that shot. Manuel fighting for the rebound. And Pequeno to find Gala for the finish. And for the first time in this quarter, the first time in this half, Angola with the lead. Nadir Manuel, what a performance from her in this game. She's really been trying to do the little things to get Angola that edge. Timeout has been called on the floor. As you see, Angola leading 55, Cote d'Ivoire 54. 2 minutes, 14 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. It's going to come down to the little things.
Indeed, you talk about little things as we see Rosa Gala. She's been consistent for Angola in this game. Incredible on both ends of the court. And you can see that they're starting now to get into the groove as we listen to Coach Igor on the Cote d'Ivoire bench.
Leti, écran. Zenab contre Leti. 3. Kani, Sali. Regardez, regardez. Avec dribble comme ça. Kani ici. Oh, Kani, ça va, Kani comme ça. Passe pour Kani. Passe pour Sali. Sali shoot. Oh, Regardez vous. Et vous, avec dribble ici. Ou ici. Et shoot avec shot corner. Drag. Go, 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 go. Go inside. Penetrate, no problem. Large zone.
Looking at the points per quarter, you really saw the momentum start to shift at the top of the third, with Angola outscoring Cote d'Ivoire 17-11. They've managed to outscore them in this quarter as well, and that's what has allowed them to cut down that lead. The biggest lead that Cote d'Ivoire had was 14 points. And Angola have remained resilient, they've remained consistent, and we have a game.
Whatever the result of this game, Angola will be proud that they put in the effort, at least the most we've seen in the knockout stage.
Big rebound from Italy, Lucas, to bring the ball up. Pequeno to Gala. Gala to Lucas. Back to Gala. Manuel wants it. She doesn't have that angle to get a move. She has a Golome right at the buzzer.
And it will be counted as Golome scores that basket. 8 points for Golome.
Cote d'Ivoire trying to remain cool under pressure. Looking for the best chance at a shot. Salimata Bert is their best bet with the dagger.
And she ties the game for Cote d'Ivoire with 1 minute, 4 seconds to play here.
We've not seen an overtime finish in this tournament so far. This could be it. Italy Lucas off on that shot. Here comes Kani Kuyate. She's going to push it. She could go all the way. She is fouled on the floor by Pequeno. She'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's 4 fouls for Pequeno. As Pequeno says, nope, you'll have to work hard for the basket or the 2 points.
Kuyate, clutch free throw here down the stretch. Makes this a 1-possession game. Timeout has to be called by Angola. Coach Walter Costa. Some things to figure out in this last 45 seconds of this classification game. Let's head to the bench, hear what adjustments he's going to make.
Ok? Lucas repõe. Lucas vai repor, ok? Lindinha. Aqui do lado contrário da bola, Lindinha. Ok? Vai estar desse lado. A Nadir, do lado da bola. Ok? Todo do lado, Regina, do lado da bola. Todo do lado contrário da bola, Rosa. Ok? Tu vens para aqui, buscar a bola. Não entra a bola. A Nadir vai para aqui, trocam de posição. A Rosa abre para o canto, a Regina abre para o canto. A Rosa dá bloqueio na Nadir. A Nadir corta para aqui. Lucas para Nadir, ok? Se não der, ok? Se não der, devolve a bola e vai ficar a bola à mão, ok? Vamos lá.
Looks like Coach Walter Costa wants to get the ball into Italy Lucas's hands. If clutch was a player, it's Italy Lucas. Lucas to inbound. And she throws it right into the hands of Kani Kuyate. That is what we like to call a very, very expensive turnover. And Cote d'Ivoire now with the momentum on their side. Fourth foul for Pequeno. Scores are 57-59. Cote d'Ivoire up by a basket. 31 seconds to go in this game. 14 on the shot clock. And Pequeno, wow.
She has fouled out. Regina Pequeno. She gave everything in this game. 8 points for her, as we see Ana Gonçalves get on the floor.
And that's going to be a hard hit for Angola, who really, really needed her energy on that floor. Angola with fouls to give. They're really going to try and stretch out these 29 seconds as much as they can. But Gala with her fourth foul, and several players who've not been able to manage their fouling situation. As the referee, Aya Ahmed, has a conversation with the table. They're confirming the fouls. And it's going to be 3 fouls on Gala. Amani casually knocks down the first free throw, and Cote d'Ivoire with an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game. 2 clutch free throws for Amani, and another timeout has to be called by Coach Walter Costa, as Angola are being backed farther into the corner here.
Angola find themselves between a rock and a hard place here. 29.1 seconds on the clock. As we're listening to the timeout.
A outra Angelina aqui. Vamos pôr a Lucas repõe, ok? Bloqueio aqui entre vocês as duas. Ou não, a Nadir fica do lado da bola. A Nadir abre logo para a bola. Passa a bola, ok? Vai buscar a bola à mão. Bloqueio sobre a Lucas. Ok? Duplo bloqueio. Tu das aqui, o outro bloqueio está para Lucas. Para Lucas jogar aqui e tentarmos os 3 pontos. Está bem? Friamente. Rosa e a Ana começam aqui, depois abram para os cantos. Ok? Vamos tentar 3 pontos e logo de seguida pressionar. Está bem?
A Rosa entra no ataque já na recuperação.
Sim, sim. Se haver lançamento, temos que ter uma pelo menos a recuperar já e o resto carrega no ressalto. Está bem, malta? Vamos lá. Confiança. Não joguem sob stress. Isso vai, vamos marcar essa bola, ok?
And Angola will be looking to spread the floor and try and find space for that 3-point shot. Make it a 1-point game. They've been 31%. Five for 16 beyond the arc.
And in Uganda, this is what we call malaria time. Decisions.
Lucas to Gonçalves, back to Lucas. Lucas has 4 to shoot. She lets one go, and it doesn't drop. Recovery from Cieza, and another foul for Golome. And with 10 seconds left, Usher said a rock and a hard place, and that hard place could move to a 3-possession game if Kouyaté hits both her free throws here.
Kouyaté understands the assignment and delivers the first one from the line.
Can see a mini celebration there between Amani and Bert already. Two players who fought very hard in this matchup, and not just in this matchup, but in this tournament. As Italy Lucas inbounds the ball, they're gonna wanna push it and get that 3-point shot as soon as possible. Goncalves from deep. No 3-point shot for Goncalves, and Cote d'Ivoire will walk off this floor with a win as Angola pick up their 4th loss of this tournament. Angola will finish in 8th place and Cote d'Ivoire at 7th. And for the formerly 5th ranked team in Africa, Angola have dropped.
Angola have dropped, and the focus will be on Cote d'Ivoire. What an incredible fight today. Les Elephants will be proud as they thank their fans here inside the Palais de Sport. And what an incredible finish there for them. They came into this tournament as a small size team, but they'll leave with a chip on their shoulders, proud to have defeated a 2-time AfroBasket champion.
Yes, indeed, Usher. Yes, indeed. And I personally believe it's always nice to leave a tournament on a win, regardless if it's a championship game, if it's a classification game. But Cote d'Ivoire really just outplayed Angola. Angola allowed them to get that lead in the first quarter. It's a trend we've seen time and time again. Teams that have been chasing throughout the game just don't have the legs to close it out. No matter what you do, no matter how you perform, and we see Italy Lucas there who finished with 8 points in this game, but unfortunately she had some very expensive turnovers.
That's right, you talk about Italy Lucas, she will be dissatisfied with the way that she played this game. But overall, this is Cote d'Ivoire's 2nd win against Angola, the first coming on the 27th of August in 2017 in a classification game. And Cote d'Ivoire can now say that they no longer fear the former African champions.
It's interesting how basketball history repeats itself, and opportunities for revenge, opportunities for redemption will always arise. And it begs the question, Angola, Usher, is it time for Angola to have a seat at the table and have a conversation about a rebuild?
They must have a rebuild, and really this is a conversation that will be had for both men and women. You look at players like Clarisse Mpaka. These are players who've played at over 5 AfroBaskets, and perhaps this is an opportunity to let the young ones like Regina Pequeno, you know, grow into roles like this. Ana Gonçalves, Rosa Gala, they really need to do so much on getting young legs in there, the players that have played at the under-16 levels and the under-18s. But really for Cote d'Ivoire, you have to give it up for Laetitia Sahi. She has had an incredible tournament, but also the all-round contribution of every game. Salimata Bert today was an incredible player for Cote d'Ivoire, and really scoring 21 points in that game, picking 2 rebounds and 4 steals for her. That was great performance from Bert.
Great performance indeed from the veteran player, as she has a nice moment with Amani, one generation to the next. I think she can have comfort in the fact that she can pass the mantle comfortably to the next generation. That's the final score on your screens. Angola 57 rather, Cote d'Ivoire 62, but don't go too far. The classification games for the 5th and 6th positions coming up next. Egypt taking on Mozambique. We'll be back very soon.
Get down,